So when we're talking about feet, it's really important to think about what's happening with people on a general day-to-day basis and what activities they're doing. Now, Manuel's a runner. He loves running. But as a result of his running, he does have a few little habits that have come into play. So I've just done some release work with Manuel on one foot, and he was like amazed at how it felt. So let's have a look. So what I've done is on this foot, I did some work, and you can see how his toes, well, they're starting to crunch up again. But can you see on the other foot how his toes are so tight and curled up under here? Now, that clenching of his toes is part of what's also going to be contributing to a real tightness in his calf muscles. And he's doing the right thing. He is trying to strengthen his intrinsic muscles, but his calf muscles are in such spasm that they keep coming back and trying to do the work of his intrinsic. The other part of it then happens is that because his calf muscles are so tight, it's pulling on his Achilles tendon, and it's going to be pulling and sort of creating a little bit of tension there at the base of the heel. So when you have a look at Manuel's foot, you can see how the heel, if you come over here, Manuel, you can see how he's sort of collapsing here on the inside part of that heel, okay? So let's do the first one to try and release the toes, Manuel. Put your heel, that heel on here, and we're just going to put this at the base of the toes, and he's going to try and flex around the toes there. And you're just going to try and keep that lengthened out there and just move just a little bit. Just try and waggle the heel. You can move from the hip if you can, would be nice. Okay, look at that little toe, wants to do so many things. Just from side to side. Okay, so then let's come off there. Oh, look at that. They're not clawing as much. Good. Now, can you come back here? So now when he does that, what we want to then look at is, yes, we can start working straight away on the intrinsic muscles of his feet, but we also want to then work a little bit around Manuel's lateral angle of his talus, because what's happening is he's collapsing in this way. Manuel, can you just do that? Yeah, collapsing in. So he's loading up his tibialis posterior, but part of why that's probably happening is he is so locked along here that his lateral part of his ankle is overloading, and he's getting probably a little bit of shin splints as well, a little bit of tightness through the front of the shins. Is that right?
The angle, actually the movement in dorsiflexion on my ankle is quite restricted.
Yeah.
On this foot, so maybe that should be related
with that. And it's, again, the dorsiflexion is so important. So if he is sliding, if he can't slide with the lateral because the fibula and the talus are a bit locked, he's going to collapse. So what we're going to do, Manuel, is we're just going to do a couple of little exercises. I need to go and set something up for you. So while I'm doing that, can you just put your foot here? And we're just going to try and, don't you scrunch those toes up. So I might take this further here, there. And I'm going to get you just to roll from your feet from side to side. Yeah. Now when you roll from there, see how you want to collapse here at the navicular? What I want you to do is see if we can sort of roll from the hip and then roll there without dropping the navicular. Can you feel what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. So you still want to work on the intrinsic muscle of that foot, back and forward. Nice. So can you take the foot off there now? Just let's bring your awareness to your foot. Okay, can you just do a little bend of the knee again and see how your talus is gliding? You feel that's a bit better? Mm-hmm. Okay, so really what we're trying to do here is we're trying to support this part of your foot here, okay? So that when you come into dorsiflexion, yeah, good, nice. But just strengthening the intrinsic muscles without releasing the tightness for your calf muscles, the grip in your toes, and the lock on this part of your foot isn't going to help. So what I want to do, if we can, is if you can come down on the floor with me, please. What I'm going to do, I'll use two different colours just to highlight for you. So I'm going to put the blue just at the blue here, and the black is here. Okay, so you're going to put the black one here and there. Okay. Bend this knee so you can sort of roll into it a bit. Now, what I'm going to get you to do, Manuel, is feel like you're just releasing through here. Okay?
That's intense.
Yeah. Give yourself a nice set of hundreds. It's much easier. So all I'm doing is I'm just pushing my hand forward like that, and I'm going to teach him how to do that. Now, what I'm really going to try and do is for Manuel, I'm going to take the black one now. So we're going to alternate which one is at the bottom and the top, and we're going to move along his interosseous membrane. So that space between tibia and fibula. And when people get really tight along here, you'll see a really strong line along there. So roll into it, Manuel. The bottom one is just to support it. The trigger is going to be on the one that's slightly higher. Yeah. And again, I'm not going to jam my hand down, but I am going to try and get him to sort of spiral his leg around, because this is one of those few examples that I will be working on fascia. Okay? Fascia, fascia, fascia. Now I'm just going to take this along and just move again along there. So we're just going to work it up. Is that okay? So you'll do this at home as well. I'm just going to teach you how to do this. And you're just going to work along that line. Sometimes I'll get the client to put their foot up there and they can rock it back and forward. Nice. I seem so much nicer, don't I? Yeah. Now I have the abadome underneath his hip just to help release the piriformis while we're doing this work. It's what we may as well get $2. As much bang for our dollar as we can. Not so bad as we get higher, is it? It's the locking down here. Yeah. So come up to standing for a minute and we'll just have a little look. See how that feels, Manuel?
Yeah, maybe a bit more.
Come closer.
More wide.
Yeah. Now come into your dorsiflexion there. Yeah, see how we're not collapsing here, which is a good thing. But can you see how your strategy is to keep constantly going back to that toe? Very good. I'm seeing a better angle here. How does the heel feel at the back?
I can't feel it at all now.
Which is good. Which is where we want to go.
Yeah, sometimes, when it's like tight and I'm doing this kind of exercises or these kind of stretches, I can really feel the tightness.
Come out of there. Now, one of the things that I don't want you to do is I don't want you to hold into a static stretch. Because, as you said, the muscle is very tight. And so you're just going to evoke the stretch reflex. Okay, and that's not a good outcome because then it will make the muscle tighter. So what we're going to do, Manuel, is just to do a little bit more. Just put your heel back on there. So I've just got that one there, and just put your heel there. And we're just going to roll the foot from side to side. Just there, just to get that little bit of a roll, just to loosen it out just a bit more. Okay. And then, if you come back down to the floor, so what I'm going to get you to do is I've just got two different colours so it's easier for you to see. I'm going to get you to put the belly of the muscle on each little ball. Yeah. You're not happy about this, are you? No. It is very tight, but it's okay. So this is a really nice exercise to incorporate for runners. Lift your legs up. But it is also very nice to incorporate for people with spasticity. So remembering that clients with spasticity or hypertonicity of the calf muscles are going to have the upper motor neuron constantly on and telling the muscle to contract. So if all I do is keep stretching it, it will make the muscle tighter. So this is a nice way to try and release the muscle as we go back and forward. And then again, And again, we're really wanting to release Manuel's calf muscles so that we can turn those toes off. If we need to, you then just would brush along there to try and get the extensors releasing a little bit as well. Okay, and then come up to standing, Manuel. I'd do right down to the base of your Achilles.
Yeah, now feels nice. I have to test it and see.
You now have to go for a very big long run, don't you? That's okay.